The reason why it's so important to identify what makes you unique and what allows you to shine is because the more authentic you are to yourself, the more authentic the opportunities that you attract will be. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bindi, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Today we are going to talk about a topic that I just see destroying people and destroying people's intentions to manifest. So I'm going to talk to you about it today. And what this is our obsession with looking at the next person to figure out what we need to do, okay? Just to start from the top, make it drop, just to let you know, what that subconsciously tells the universe is if I'm constantly looking to everybody else to solve my own problems, I do not believe that I am worthy of the solution on my own. That is what you are communicating. Law of attraction wise, you cannot attract the very things you are trying to bring into your reality because energetically, you don't believe that you're attracting it on your own. So today I want to talk about how to stop sourcing other people's energy to feel confident and how to get that internal validation within yourself so that we can clean up this energetic mess and instead make the loving between our own energy line and that of God and the universe, whatever you want to call it. So before we talk about it, I just want to remind you, if you have not yet already, please make sure that you are subscribed and that you click the notification bell so that you can be alerted when I make new videos. Also, if you would like to connect to our community on a more intimate level, go ahead and click these words on the screen, or there should be a link in the description box that will take you right to a magical place on Facebook called the Manifestation Yoga Collective. In this magical place, we are connecting more intimately as a community. There are different Brown and Bindi subscribers. There are different people who are subscribed to Instagram who consider themselves to be reality benders. And what we do is we'll ask questions, we'll answer questions, and we'll just more so be a support system for everyone who considers themselves to be a part of this community. So if you are into that, go ahead and follow the words, follow the link in the description box, and I'll see you there. I love you. Okay, let's start the video. This wasn't a goodbye. This was a let's go to the next slide. Transition. Okay, so something I observe consistently within others and something I used to consistently see within myself is this self-sabotaging behavior where we constantly reference others before we give ourselves permission to be confident with our own thoughts and decisions. And this can be a physical reference where we call someone or we start a conversation with someone to run over our plans with them and like see what they think. But this can also be, you know, I want to start a YouTube. Let me go to YouTube and look at everyone's different accounts and see what I can take from that. This can also be, I want to be a fashion designer. Let me get on Instagram and look at every different fashion designer's Instagram and see what makes them successful. Now, from a marketing perspective, I am a big fan of looking at the people who are successful in your niche and understanding what they did to be successful. But I also have a very grounded knowing that I have not always had, that what works for one person does not work for everybody. And the reason that that worked for that one person is because that one person stayed true to themselves. They figured out what works for them so that they can observe their strengths and their weaknesses and make it pop. So the first step of bringing your energetic attention back to yourself is believing from the very beginning that you are enough. That is the first belief that we have to download, and it is the first belief that we have to believe. If we are subconsciously always looking to other people to show us how, then we are communicating to the universe that we don't know how, and that we are not worthy because we don't know how to get it without the help of another person. So I know that a lot of us think that we are independent thinkers and that we do not think about others and their opinions that much. But I ask you to take a day and practice awareness and see how often your thoughts are consumed by just you and what you're doing and what you're focusing on, versus how often are your thoughts consumed by the actions of others, the thoughts of others, what others are doing. Do you think more about yourself, or do you think more about external personalities? Because that will help you understand whether a lot of your energetic attention is going towards your own journey, or whether it's being dispersed amongst all these other energies that you have given the power to believe are capable of accomplishing something that you feel like you're not capable of accomplishing yourself. Ooh, I did not know if I was going to get to the end of that sentence, but we did it. Something so important to remember, something so important to know, is that a person's process when pursuing success, a person's process is so dependent on their life experience. This is why we cannot look at someone else's blueprint and figure out what will work for us completely, simply based off of another person's blueprint. It will never work, because a person's blueprint to success is a reflection of their life and what they've learned throughout their personal life. So you can't take another person's lessons and apply them to yourself, because they might not all resonate. And honestly, some of those lessons may not make sense to you because you haven't been through the same things as that other person. Respect the people who have grinded and are working to get to a place that you aspire to be. Respect them. Give them props. But you do not have to copy them, and you do not have to give them your power. You do not have to say, because you're here and I'm here, you're doing better than me, so you make me feel less than. That's not necessary. It's not necessary, because we're all on our own timelines. So we want to start with the belief, the understanding, I am enough. Despite where I am on my journey, despite what I see others doing, despite where everyone in my family, what all my friends, what all my student loan debt collectors say, despite what everyone says, I'm exactly where I need to be, and I am enough. The second step to stopping the madness and stopping ourselves from comparing ourselves to others is to start honoring your you, who you are. So I just said that a person's process is dependent on their life experience. You can't copy a person's process, but that also means no one can copy your process. So in order to start figuring out what your process is to get from point A to point B, you have to observe yourself. That's why the first point of really rooting yourself in the belief that you are enough is so important. Because when you start to observe yourself, you want to observe yourself from a place of confidence. Don't observe yourself expecting yourself to be perfect, because that's self-sabotage. If you observe yourself expecting yourself to be perfect, you're going to be disappointed, because nobody is perfect. But if you observe yourself with the perspective that you are enough no matter what you find, you can start to see the parts of your personality that help you work towards your goals and the parts of your personality that may be holding you back. Now, when you see the parts of your personality that are helping you work towards your goals, you're going to start noticing that there are some things about you that are very unique. I started a YouTube channel because I majored in theater, and I've always been this person that my friends have gone to for advice. And I've also always been the person to give unsolicited advice, but I like to say that I am a reformed woman on that one. I do my best. But that being said, because I majored in theater, I feel like I speak really well. I majored in theater for 4 years, so that's a lot of communication. That's a lot of learning how to communicate to different people and learning how people have communicated to each other for hundreds of years. So I feel like what makes me unique is that I can speak to a lot of different people And because of my own personal life experiences and the traumas that I've gone through, I have a very specific perspective when it comes to bettering yourself and creating habits that allow you to get to where you want to be in life. But those were things that were very specific to me. I didn't say I want to be an Instagram model. I didn't say that I want to be a chef on Instagram. I didn't simply look to see what was popular and then try to emanate that, because that would be more work, because I would have to try to become a person that's separate from who I already am. When in reality, I know that I am enough, right? So start to define what makes you you. What makes you unique? What is it about you that you find your friends are always referencing, that you find your family's always referencing? What are the positive parts about your personality that you genuinely do not see in other people? It's not egotistical to notice that. All humans are different. All humans have ways that they can give value to the world. So identify what your ways are and then lean into that. A couple seconds ago, I talked about I don't want to be an Instagram model, right? So let's say that I told myself that's the only way that I can be successful on social media platforms, by becoming an Instagram model, even though I have no interest. Then I would devote myself to styling my hair a specific way, doing my makeup a specific way, doing specific things with my body, taking pictures from a specific angle, right? And maybe this would work a little bit. Maybe I would get attention on my social media platforms. And then maybe I would get opportunities to work with brands. So let's say all of this happened. I never started Brown and Bindi. I decided to go the Instagram model route. No shade to Instagram models. That's a full-time job. So let me clear that up right now. I'm just saying it's not my path. But let's say that was the path I took, right? If I were to get a sponsorship as an Instagram model, then without having any passion or any excitement tied to this lifestyle, I would probably end up self-sabotaging the sponsorship or just being very bored with it. And if I'm bored, I'm not going to give my best work. The reason why it's so important to identify what makes you unique and what allows you to shine is because the more authentic you are to yourself, the more authentic the opportunities that you attract will be. Okay, we can all ride the struggle bus and pretend that we're people that we're not in order to get attention. We can all do that. But the repercussions of that would be followers and opportunities that do not align with who we really are deep down. So we must identify what makes us unique and what makes us happiest to give value to the world so that we can stay in our authenticity and attract authentic opportunities. I think that this video is very grounded in just loving yourself, genuinely loving yourself for who you are. Listening to that little voice that says, oh, I can't love myself until I accomplish this. I can't love myself till this happens. I can't love myself till this happens. Listening to that little voice and saying, you talk a lot. You know, real self-love means loving yourself right here in the moment. Real self-love means looking back at yourself as a child and loving that version of you. Self-love means loving every version of yourself, the good and the bad, or what you may define as the bad. Because we are all unique and different. But if we choose to not love ourselves because we don't like parts of ourselves, we are dispersing our energy and we will never feel aligned. As opposed to if we bring it all back together and we say, I love myself, even though there are some parts of my personality that I'd like to work on. So if you have some difficulty with self-love, I will put a link in the description box. I haven't talked about my affirmation directories for so long on the channel, but I have something called the affirmation directory, and I will link it in the description box below. I'll put a link on the screen as well. And what this is just a magical place, another magical place on the internet where you can practice affirmations that allow you to identify when you do not believe with a specific phrase. For example, the self-love affirmations say, I am enough, and I love myself, I love my life. And there are more. So by doing these affirmations, you will start to realize your brain will either say, I do love myself, I do love my life, or your brain will say, oh no, I'm uncomfortable. What are we doing? What is this? Get off this website. You'll have one of two reactions, and you can train your mind to believe the affirmation so that you no longer have this uncomfortable reaction, and instead you change your belief system to where you can comfortably say, I am enough. I love myself. I love my life. So check that out. And another part of the self-love journey is genuinely just challenging your beliefs. When you are in life, when you are in conversations, when you are at work, if you're having a specific event, or if you're at a specific event, just keep checking in with your internal monologue, what your internal monologue's saying, and learn how to consistently challenge that monologue. Do you believe everything that monologue is saying, or are you just rolling with it? And that will help you identify when you're thinking things that do not serve you. Okay, so we're almost at the end of this video. The last thing that I want to discuss when it comes to this idea of not focusing our attention on others and bringing that back to ourselves for our own success is understanding that your accomplishments belong to you. Law of attraction. When we are grateful for something, we are saying, universe, I want more of this. When we ignore something, or when we don't put any energy into it, we're not communicating anything. So if you have small, successful moments throughout your day, you have a choice. You can say, thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for showing me that I am on the right track, for helping me better understand what I am doing. Or you can say, this is not enough. I don't feel accomplished enough. I need more. So it's really important when it comes to our journey of feeling like we're enough and pursuing our success. It's very important that we know that every single small accomplishment that we make matters, and we need to have gratitude for each accomplishment. And on top of that, we must know that another person's accomplishments does not diminish or take away from our own accomplishments. We are not out here competing with anybody. Okay? So if you are jealous of a person, if you are jealous of their home, jealous of their car, jealous of their relationships, then you are communicating to the universe, I am frustrated because I can never have that, and that person does have that. That is what jealousy communicates to the universe. So when you see a person with things that you may want one day in the future, instead of becoming envious, instead of becoming jealous, learn to be happy for them. Learn to be happy that they are experiencing something that you personally know is so freaking cool. And then feel the confidence within yourself that your blessings are on their way to you. But jealousy is not it. Looking at another person's accomplishments and comparing your own, not it. Appreciate your accomplishments for what they are, because that's the only way that you can build upon those accomplishments and make them bigger and bigger and more pleasing to you by nurturing your own accomplishments, not focusing on another person's. I think that's all I have to say for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give the video a thumbs up so other people on YouTube know that it is valuable and that they should click on it. Also, if you'd like me to expand on anything that I talked about in the video, just let me know down below and I'll be happy to reference this in the future. Last but I thought I heard some sirens. I still get nervous. Last but not least, if you have not yet, please make sure that you are subscribed and that you click the notification bell so that you can be alerted when I come out with new content. I love you. Please, please, please become a reality bender yourself. Join the Bendy Bunch. We're pretty cool here. I mean, I like to think so. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I love you with my whole heart, and I believe in you, okay? What are you working on? Tell me down below, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.